Coming up on the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Podcast, Joy and Holly will talk about reasons why urban farming is more important now than ever, their garden tip of the week, gardening news, how healthy is the soil our food is being grown in. Their guest this week, she is the host of Eastern Canada's radio program, The Weekend Gardener, and author of award-winning book, The Year-Round Vegetable Gardener. Nikki Jabor will be with him. The link will be live in the show notes November 28th, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on BePreparedRadio.com and downloadable from iTunes. Sponsored in part by DollarSeed.com for your flowers, vegetables, and herbs. All organic seeds, all only $1 a pack. DollarSeed.com. And by WillowSpringsSoap.com. Handmade soaps with simple, recognizable ingredients, making soaps using the cold kettle process while using traditional methods. WillowSpringsSoap.com. Winchester Gardens, with their line of new 100% all-organic fertilizer for the home gardener. Visit Winchester Gardens at wgardens.com for a store near you.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. I'm Joy Baird. Today it's time to repot our dwarf lime tree. We got this about 16 months ago, put it in this nice square container. Now we're going to repot it, and you can repot it in a terracotta or ceramic pot, or even the bottom portion of a wooden wine barrel. There's no wrong answer to the size of the pot you put it in. The bigger the better. So we're going to bring it over to the table, and we're going to start repotting it out of this container to make it happier so we get a better chance of good fruit production come next spring. So we removed the tomato cage that I had around, just kind of contained a little bit. So what you want to be aware of with these dwarf trees is they've got very sharp spikes. So you do want to be aware of that if you're going to have children around. And there's a variety of different lime trees, dwarf lime trees, citrus trees, pomegranates, a lot of different varieties. So you can have a nice little small orchard inside if you have a sunroom or something, very much so. So we're going to repot this, and what I've been doing is about every 2 weeks putting a cup full of coffee grounds to give a nice nitrogen boost to this tree here. So we're going to very gently remove it out of its container and put it in the pot. Now, whenever you're going to repot something of this nature, you want to set it in the secondary pot or the bigger pot at the same soil level as it is in the pot that we have originally. So we're going to add some potting soil. If you have compost, that'll be a good thing to add as well. So we're just going to kind of eyeball this to where we think we want it, and then we're probably going to have to adjust and we'll compact it just a little bit. Now you can add fertilizer to the plant, commercial grade fertilizer or organic fertilizer if you want to assist the plant in that nature. And Winchester Gardens has a nice line of fruit tree fertilizer stakes that you can acquire to get for your citrus trees, whether large or small. Now I know what you're thinking, how am I going to get this pot or this plant out of this pot? Well, basically like you would a small one. I'm going to compress on the sides, and I'm hoping to try to just lift it straight up. I've got a trowel here that I'm also going to assist on loosening the sides up. Okay, now we're going to see if we can lift it straight up. I'm going to get in the trunk here. It's coming. There we go. Now you're going to make a mess, so just be aware of that. You can see all the nice roots there. That it was, up against that wall, so it was time to get this lime tree out of the smaller container. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently loosen some of the dirt and some of the roots just to kind of tease them to allow them to come out a little bit. Much like this one here is compressed into the side. And height-wise, it looks like we're setting about possibly just a little higher than it was in the plastic container. But I'm okay with that. And we'll just backfill around with if you have compost, we're going to use some potting mix here. All right, now what we want to do is you want to water this thoroughly until you get the soil moist but not sopping wet, because the roots of these citrus trees don't really like to sit in water. They'll begin to rot. So you water it about once every 2 days for the first 2 weeks, and then back off to about twice a week from then on out. So if you've never grown a dwarf citrus tree and you have the small space to do so, I would recommend going to your favorite nursery come the spring, or some state catalogs have them available that you can purchase, and it's just very simply put in your window, and it's easy to grow, and you'll get limes, lemons, oranges, and whatever variety you decide to pick. If you like what you see, you can comment and subscribe. I'm Joey Baird, and this has been a Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra.
Organic gardening, visit the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com.